Hello everyone, it's Old Guardian here. Festival of Legends is almost here. We're just hours, maybe minutes away from launch, and I have prepared 8 decks that I intend to play on day 1. So I'll showcase you what I have in mind. So first of all, I have a Menagerie Warrior. Menagerie Warrior looked like a real fun concept in the Hearthstone live streams, and now I'm adding a splash of mechs into what I played there. So no Snapdragon, but some mechs instead, and we'll see how it ends up working. I really look forward to playing with Menagerie Warrior. I think there's a bunch of ways to build it, so it's going to be super interesting to see which comes out on top after some days have passed. And obviously I just have to play a Control Warrior. Control Warrior, my favorite archetype of all time. And I'm going with the Black Rock and Roll, the slow roll Control Warrior. It's the same list that I played in the Crafting live streams. I haven't figured out any improvements, which is actually a little bit concerning because this was not one of my best performing decks. It was kind of okay, but not great, so I'll give it a try. I'll try to figure out something more for it, but so far I just haven't figured out anything that I could do to make it better, because Control Warrior, well, it's gonna be rough maybe. Then I have an Imp Warlock deck. I improved the Imp Warlock deck a little bit, I think. The top end is really the question mark. This is 27 cards pretty much set. You want the fatigue package in this. I don't think you want the harp in this. You want all the possible imps in this. And after that, I currently have Symphony of Sins, Dark Andretir, and Gigafin. Those 3 slots are basically your flex slots. What will you put in there? Will you put something more, some more 1-drops maybe? I've seen some Theorycraft lists are still running stuff like Voidwalker. Is that something that you want to do? Or is there something better than these? Anyway, Symphony of Sins has been very convincing so far, at least my experiences in the Theorycrafting live streams. Then Dark Andretir trying to add a little bit of reach, and Gigafin just trying to destroy the enemy board and let my board through. Sylvanas is a card that's currently running the deck, that would be one option. So a few things that you can do over there, but a little bit of a new twist with the fatigue package included. Then I have been trying to build a Control Warlock. I mean, you could build like Thaddeus style, you could try some big demons. I wasn't very convinced about those. Symphony of Sins. Symphony of Sins is almost a Wing Edition on its own. I wanted to do Control, Symphony of Sins, and then what else? Is Symphony of Sins enough? I figured I would add in the curses, so kind of Curse Control Warlock, Lady Darkvein, the curse cards, and Photographer Fizzle, so that I can take a snapshot when I have some curses in hand possibly, or Symphony of Sins in hand, and then I can have more copies of those, so I should not run out of damage and threats. And then obviously the Big Beast Hunter. I cut the new 1-drop, the 1/3, because it doesn't work well with the Wild Seed package, because it doesn't buff the Wild Seeds. Actually, that +1/+1 buff to next beast that you summon is simply lost if you use Wild Seeds. If the next beast you summon is a Wild Seed beast, it can't buff it when it's dormant, and it doesn't get the buff when it wakes up, so the buff is simply lost. And I do want to run the Wild Seed package. I've added Asaran Sabers and Amplified Elax. I was running a little low on beasts. I was just barely running short on beasts sometimes. And maybe these are an improvement that will let me not run out of beasts and have more beasts in this. We'll see. There's a few cards that can be changed here and there. Overall, I had a great time with this archetype in the Theorycrafting live streams, and we'll see how it goes this time. And then some more Hunter. I always play like Warlock, Warrior, Hunter. Those are my go-to classes when I start a new expansion. This time a Phase Hunter. Because Phase Hunter looks like there could be something to this with the bananas. There's still Doki Biscuit in standard. We still have this buff style. Tormental Musician. In this deck, I'm trying to use the Tormental Musician buff, which means that I cut the Wild Seed package. And then I have stuff like Rowdy Fan, so that if I get some minions to stick, Rowdy Fan can give them even more attack and they can go phase. And then I have Ancient Krakenbanes, because now with the bananas, with the monkeys, I have so many spells. The Krakenbane should be easy to activate. Then I have Bosic Audio Engineer, big stats for its cost. If it's killed, then it summons those mechs, unless they're played first. So a bunch of fun stuff going on, potentially, with Phase Hunter. And then some Death Knight ideas. I didn't have a chance to try out the Handbuff Death Knight. I'm trying a Menagerie version of the Handbuff Death Knight, I believe, this time. So trying to do Blood Tap, of course, Harmonic Metal, just getting those hand buffs in, ideally hitting Nerubian Swarm Guard, which is just an insane turn. Using Rowdy Fans in this one too, Twin Fin, Twin Sposig. We'll see what happens with this one. And because I want to play some control decks, I also built a Blood Death Knight deck. I've been a little bit uncertain on what the win condition is going to be, so there's probably a bit too much here right now. I have like Fizzle, Mograine, I have Rivendare. Do I really want all of that stuff? Should I have ETC in here? Well, there's a bit of leeway still in this deck, but just building on the Blood core and seeing how far that can carry me. So those are the 8 decks that I intend to play on day 1. You can find them all with the link down below in the description. And yeah, new expansion, exciting times. Thank you for watching. Click like and subscribe if you enjoyed this, and a special thanks to all of my Patreon supporters, YouTube members and Twitch subscribers who make all of these videos possible.